Let's get into it. Sold Not For Sale podcast. Coach Colin here. Let's switch it up. We got Joe Rogan talking about Pierre Poilievre. Get this chair out of my way. We got Joe Rogan talking about Pierre Poilievre. Is that how you say it? I know I got some Canadians watching. Poilievre? Just call him the guy that lost, huh? No. Put on your tinfoil. I'm going to call him the guy that threw the election, okay? And there's a reason why. Joe Rogan reveals something. Patrick Bet-David reveals something. So I'm going to be playing Joe Rogan, of course. You see him right there. Then Patrick Bet-David going in on Pierre. Then I'm going to show you a Canadian influencer, if you could call it that. And it's just a clip to show you how far gone the mindset is. Because the guy that you're going to hear is actually on the right. He is a conservative. It's going to blow your mind. I know, for my audience, this is going to blow your mind. How far gone they are, and how they don't see it. They don't see all the things. It's just, man, put on your tinfoil Speedo. Somebody send this guy that I'm going to show you a tinfoil Speedo. Let's start off with Joe Rogan, and then I'll play the rest.
Even like liberal media is grilling these politicians like, did you know Biden was out of his mind?
Right.
Like, how did you know?
Yeah.
Like Elizabeth Warren was like, he was sharp as a tack.
Oh.
He was getting up for meetings.
Never
like,
seen him better. I heard that too. It's like, what?
Joe Scarborough.
Yeah.
He was like, this is the best version of Biden I've ever seen.
Oh,
like,
my.
you should be literally in jail.
God.
You're such a liar.
Yeah.
You almost like shifted the whole. Imagine if Biden stayed in, they lied about that, and he's literally like a zombie for 4 more years.
Oh.
And whoever the hell was running the country for the last 4 years just continues to run it, and then they just tighten up even further.
Could you imagine?
Cut down on. Mark Andreessen was telling me about debanking, which I didn't even know existed, where people that had certain political donations and political persuasions, they would take their banking away. They did no crime. They just say, you can't bank here anymore. You got to go find another bank. And there's only like a few banks. They're all owned by giant mega corporations. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, it's no different. That kind of reminds me of what happened in Canada with the truckers.
Yes.
I mean, they froze their bank accounts.
Yeah,
Or people who donated to them.
Yeah. People who donated to them got their bank accounts frozen.
How insane.
Insane. And then that same party just won again. Good job, Canada.
Oh, my God. If they didn't have good bear hunting, I would never go there.
I do have to say, I offered to have that Pierre guy come on the podcast.
Really?
He didn't do it. Wouldn't do it. Thought it was too problematic. Or whatever. Jordan told me, I forget what he said, but they were telling him not to do it. Like his advisors were telling him not to do it. Hey, dumb.
They can't talk to you and have a conversation hold up. You're not grilling people. You're not attacking people.
Of course not.
This is like a safe, the friend zone type thing. It's like, no. And I heard you talk about Kamala saying you just want to get to know her. Just want to talk to her.
100%. I said, if there's certain things they didn't want to talk about, I don't need to talk about them.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm like, I could talk to you about an AI.
You've never been the gotcha guy.
I'm not interested in that.
No.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. If I disagree with someone, I just say I disagree with them. I don't attack people. As I've gotten older and wiser in life, I want less conflict. I mean, sometimes you have to be able to disagree in a way that's forceful. But I'm never insulting or attack people.
Right.
And especially this Pierre Poilievre guy, because I don't know how to say his name. How do you say it? No idea. It's a weird way of saying it. Poilievre. I would just ask him questions like, what's wrong? What's wrong with Canada? Like, how did this happen? Why did it go this way? What can be done to reverse some of these things that have been put into place? Like, how did you feel about this? What would you have done differently?
Yeah.
Real simple stuff.
Yeah.
Real simple. I don't know anything about Canada's politics.
Right. It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear it.
It would have been fun.
Yeah.
But people are just, and this is also why the attacking of people on social media is effective. Like the same thing that keeps people from saying things because they're worried that they're going to be attacked also keeps people from talking to certain people because they're worried about they're being attacked. They'll try to this is one of the things that I felt like Douglas Murray was doing when he was on the podcast, was like trying to gatekeep who I have on. Like, why would you have this person on? Why would you he never even listened to that guy, Daryl Cooper's podcast. Like, I would tell everybody, forget about the politics.
So let's get into the whole Pierre thing. Man, you heard what Joe Rogan said. I mean, this would have been a softball interview. That's it. That's it. It would have been a very soft ball. Here you go. I just want to see you win. Let's just talk about the best parts of you, your policy, your party. It just would have been a layup. That would be it. He would barely even have to do the work that Trump did when he was on the podcast. Trump just goes. Pierre wouldn't even have to do all that. He would just have to look like a normal person, lay out his plans, and lay them out in a better format. And see, this is what Pierre didn't understand. You get a chance, and Trump took full advantage of this. I mean, Trump was just like, okay, 3 hours? Okay, let me just say everything I got to say. But that's what you get to do. You get to lay out what you actually want to do. You get to lay out why the other side's wrong. You get to lay out what they did. You get to lay out how you're going to correct it. You get to lay out how it's going to benefit Canadians. Like, it's just mind-blowing. Mind-blowing that he didn't take this opportunity because it would be too problematic. I'm telling you, far gone people. They just don't get it, man. You know, there's a Canadian woman here, Melissa. She's saying, I still don't understand why Pierre didn't go on the more worldwide podcasts, including Joe Rogan and Patrick Bet-David. I personally believe it cost the Conservative Party the election, along with spreading Trump hate, and now poor Canada is stuck with the Liberals again. He just doesn't get it, man. Very sad. Very, very sad. I'm not going to play that clip. It's just overlap of what I already played for you. And here's Patrick Bet-David talking about Pierre as well.
Think about who, as a world leader, has a shittier resume than him and a worse approval rating. The fact that people are done with him. Mm-hmm. And even with that, Pierre Poilievre couldn't beat him.
That's what's the sad part.
Well, you know why it's not sad? Because every time we invited Pierre, arrogant, pompous team, the only podcast he ever did is Jordan Peterson. So let me get this straight. You saw Milei win because he went everywhere. You saw Bukele win, he went everywhere. You saw Trump win because he went everywhere. You saw Bobby win because he went everywhere. You saw Vivek become a superstar because he went everywhere. And you don't, you deserve losing. And you didn't win. And I said that to Canadians who love him. The candidate you adore and admire and love doesn't want to work. God forbid he has to cross the border and go talk to other borders to bring attention. God forbid, too much travel time. He's got to eat his apple. He's got to eat his apple because he's got to get his apple in his system. Go to New York, do a damn podcast outside of Jordan Peterson. Go do Joe Rogan's podcast. Go to some other podcast and talk to Lex. Go talk to whatever these other podcasts are. Go talk to Andrew Schultz down the street from you in New York. And you lost to Justin. You couldn't beat him. That's embarrassing. So that's the part also, Vinny, where the opposition is so arrogant and confident that they're going to win that they lose. How many clips did we see of Pierre going viral?
A bunch. Oh.
Rob, just go type in his name and type in go on YouTube, Rob, and type in his name if you could. Just type in YouTube, Pierre Poilievre. It's very easy to spell. Pierre, Pierre.
There you
right
go.
there. Just go to that one. And then go to filters and go to views. Okay? Go to filters and go to views. Just play, what is that one? Response to questions about Canadian sovereignty.
Yeah.
Maybe go to one that has to do with Trudeau. Right there. Play the second one. Watch this. Watch this.
This is the debate.
Can you
by this wacko prime minister.
Go back a little bit, Rob.
An end to this wacko policy by this wacko prime minister.
No. I'm going to ask the honourable Leader of the Opposition to withdraw that term, which is not considered parliamentary.
Mr. Speaker, I replace wacko with extremist. He is an
The honourable member to please... I'm going to ask the Leader of the Opposition once again to just withdraw that comment, please.
I'll replace it with radical fascist policy.
I am not asking to replace. I'm asking the honourable member to just simply withdraw.
What is this guy? I remember what is this guy? What is this? Where is his wig? He's one step away from just powdered wig. What is this? This is silly. So silly. That's why I'm telling you, Canada needs to merge with America. You need stronger politicians. Wacko. I'm telling you, man. You get somebody stronger in there. Call Trudeau a retard. That's what you need. Hey. I said it. You know it's true. That's what you needed to hear in that moment. Wacko? Get out of here.
Mr. Speaker, I replace the word wacko with extremist.
I'm going to ask the honourable leader of the
You can go
opposition.
back. You get the idea, right? Go back a little. Let's go to another one, okay, to see how talented this guy is. Go to this next one. Provincial taxpayer funded. Okay, play this one here, Rob.
I'd like to welcome the Prime Minister back from his $80,000 vacation, which he got for free. He said, like most Canadians, friends welcomed him for that vacation. He took two, not one, but two private jets paid for by the taxpayer, burning 100 tons of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere.
Go back, Rob. So now go all the way to the top, if you could, and just type in podcast next to him. And do me a favor, eliminate his first name, just put Poilievre podcast, and go to filters and go to views. And let's see what podcast he's done. Okay, zoom in.
18?
So Jordan Peterson, 2 months ago, 5 million. He needs to do that once every other month. Okay, keep going lower, specific to podcast, keep going. That's another Jordan Peterson from 2 years ago. It's the only one he does. Keep going lower.
None.
Keep going lower.
He's eating an
Keep
apple.
going lower. Keep going lower.
Nothing.
Keep going lower.
Nothing.
Keep going lower. Another Jordan Peterson. Keep going lower. Keep going lower. Keep going lower. Other people are talking about him. Yeah. So guess what? You can be as talented as you want and as strong as you want, and you think you've won without earning the right to win. You don't believe in capitalism. You just want it to be handed to you. I'm sorry, Canadians. You need a better candidate that's willing to work their asses off to make Canada great again. And this guy didn't want to work. I watched him give messages. I'm like, what a great message. Get your ass in front of cameras. Didn't want to do it. Go talk to people. Pierre Poilievre campaigned the same exact way as Kamala Harris did. When it comes down to campaigning, not policies, he is Kamala Harris. Pierre, your hero that you guys wanted, does not want to work. I hope Canadians see this and send it around and blast him and encourage him to go talk to the biggest podcast in Canada. He's not too good for podcasts in Canada. He's only talking to Jordan Peterson. Go talk to the people. You say you want to be a man of the people? Go be the man of the people. That's what Millet did. That's what others did. Locked up behind camera just talking to Jordan Peterson and mainstream type of people. This is 2025. A 78-year-old man did laps around you. And he went and took it from the other guys with all the games they played. You just want to sit there, play easy. Very disappointed. The reason why I'm disappointed is because I love the people of Canada. Mm-hmm. We have so many great friends in Canada. I have so many memories of going to Canada, going to Lake Louise, staying at.
Man, Patrick Bet-David, obviously mad. You know, and this is exactly what I said to you guys before, that they haven't clicked in. No, and not even just, I'm not talking about Canada and the Canadian people. Politicians in general haven't clicked in. What Donald Trump did, and that's why Patrick brings it up, what he did is going to become the standard. That is what you should be doing. Vivek said, I turn down no one. Even if I do 15 minutes, 10 minutes, blah, blah, blah. Vivek turned down no one. I fumbled that. I could have actually interviewed Vivek. I just didn't think. I didn't realize that he did that until it was too late. RFK was doing that. Donald Trump was like, okay, I guess it's game time. Let's go. Not only that. Who else? It's not even just them. There's also a podcast, Full Send. The guys that are friends with Dana White. Full Send, or putting Nelk Boys. These guys as well. They wanted to help. Nelk Boys. I put in Elf Boys. Nelk Boys. Pierre. Oh no, that's another name that I got to research. Little I told you so for everybody who dissed me about Mike Waltz. He's gone now, isn't he, folks? Ooh, I knew it. Here, let's just hit this. Because they brought up Pierre as well. They were trying to help Pierre. Yeah, look, he says it right here. Kyle, this is the front guy from the Nelk Boys. These guys are from Canada. They're from Mississauga, I believe. They started in Canada. They started in the GTA, Greater Toronto Area. From Nelk Boys, shared DMs attempting to collaborate with Pierre in 2022. These guys have wanted this guy to win for years. For years, they wanted to do exactly what they did for Trump, what they've done for Elon, they wanted to do for Pierre. Again, softball interview because they just want to see you win. He said no. completely ignored it. Just ridiculous. These guys are huge. These guys have a huge Canadian base. And believe me, if you don't know about them, younger people in Canada really like these guys. And then people like me who grew up on it, like, what am I, 39? People from like 39 down to like 18 know about the Nelk Boys. They do a lot of stuff. Good friends with Dana White. Massive empire that they've built off of a prank show. Even they wanted to help Pierre. Pierre said no. He hasn't clicked in, especially Canadian politicians. They haven't clicked in. He's only doing Jordan Peterson. Let me tell you something. And I've had arguments about this with Canadians on X, where some people were saying to me, why should Pierre have to answer to an American podcast? Why should he have to answer to American podcasters? What are you talking about? It's Joe Rogan. He's the #1 podcast in Canada. What? It's crazy. It's so crazy that's the attitude. Could have went on Joe Rogan, Patrick Bet-David, you name it. Political podcasts galore in the U.S. wanted to see him win. Everybody, people who are in the know in North America wanted to see Trump win and Pierre win and have a better relationship between Canada and America. They also wanted to see conservative across the board. Because now, I mean, in America, who wants to be next to this country that's slowly becoming communist? That's slowly partnering up with China. Who wants that? That has Chinese troops training in out west in BC. Who wants that? What American wants that? No American wants that. That's crazy. And then the northern borders just wide open in certain places. And that's what's going on. Of course they don't want that. 350 people on the terrorist watch list tried to get through the northern border into America from Canada. So obviously everybody wants a stronger relationship. Canada is supposed to be America's strongest ally. It's not supposed to be anybody else. But again, let me show you this guy now. And I like this guy. I want to interview this guy. I like him a lot. Dude's name's Mario. But listen to how a conservative, somebody who would be a Republican in America, is thinking about this whole thing.
Completely losing their minds over it. It came out that
Let me slow it down. Of course I have it on double speed. Of course I do.
Joe Rogan announced that Pierre Poilievre had turned down being on his podcast. And people who are of the Conservative Party, a lot of them are losing their minds. They're saying that this is the reason why Pierre Poilievre lost the election, that anyone around his inner circle that told him not to go on it needs to be fired. Everyone's just looking for an excuse or someone to blame. But I'm telling you right now, my friends, if he did that, we would have a Liberal majority. Right now in Canada, we have a mass hysteria against anything related to Trump and anything related to the U.S. Right now, I believe after 100 days of being in the office, I believe Donald Trump's favorability numbers are, I think, the lowest of any president in history. I wanted to quickly fact check myself just to make sure I am giving you accurate information. But Donald Trump gets an F on his first 100 days. Trump's approval at 100 days, lower than any president in at least 7 decades. Right now,
do you see what I mean by this guy? This is a Republican. This is what would be considered a Canadian Republican. That's what he goes with. The mainstream media, the mainstream talking points is what he's taking in as fact. He's saying, well, Trump's doing terribly. Absolutely terribly. It takes just a little bit of searching. I research every single day. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. It takes a little bit of searching to see that those numbers aren't real. A little bit of searching to see that's not how Americans actually feel. It just takes a little bit to figure that out. This guy Googled and clicked on the first top 2 things that aren't blocked in Canada because there's a bunch that's blocked, and he goes with that. That's his fact. Didn't look into X, nothing. Sad.
Now, a lot of Americans, they don't like the tariffs either. They hate them. They think he's doing a terrible job. So what do you think?
This is crazy. You see what I mean? Even just that he just said that. This guy is on the right. He's on the right. What? And he's going with the brainwashing that the Canadian government is providing him. Oh, they think he's doing a terrible job. They hate the tariffs. It's crazy. He's on the right, subjected to left-wing talking points, and doesn't think in his head, I should probably look into this a little more. The guy won, man. He won, and he's been clear about what he was going to do the whole time. Of course Americans don't hate it. Yes, there are people on the left, but there's at least 80 million people who are just fine with what he's doing. Probably an additional 30 million who are now seeing, oh, this guy's actually much better. Come on, man.
Canadians think. Anything associated with him, we've seen with the burning of Teslas and dealerships, like this is a mass hysteria that is happening in Canada, and I think it's honestly disgusting.
Do they sell tinfoil? I know they sell tinfoil in Canada. What's going on? This is crazy. This is crazy. He doesn't even realize what's really going on with the Teslas, with the protests. He has no idea about agent provocateurs. I know Canada knows about agent provocateurs. I won't get into it, but I'm very much on the right. I have a sibling, not my brother. There's a sister, very, very on the left, to the point where there would be times she'd put on black boots and all black gear and go out there and do stuff. I'm just saying, pretty crazy, ridiculous. So I know that there's people who are agent provocateurs out there.
But how badly do you think that would have been weaponized by our mainstream media that Pierre Poilievre would dare go on Joe Rogan? It would have maybe made sense, I don't know, 7-8 months ago before Donald Trump actually won the election. That timing would have made sense, but for him to go on what, last month, 2 months ago, during our election, knowing that election is coming up, it would have been horrendous. I literally saw negative ads targeting Pierre Poilievre that had Joe Rogan on it saying, how dare, Pierre Poilievre endorsed by Elon Musk and Joe Rogan. Those were literally the hate ads that were running. So him actually appearing on there would have been disastrous. So do not listen to this. And I'm telling you right now, no podcasts in the world could overturn the fact that Canadians somehow saw Pierre Poilievre being associated with Donald Trump. That was the lie that won the Liberals.
I can't even listen to this guy anymore. And this guy's like one of the top guys in Canada. He's one of the top guys. Doesn't know what he's talking about. Does no research whatsoever. I've been talking. My wife doesn't want me to do it. I want to make a Canadian channel. I want to make a channel that focuses on Canadian news. Because if this is what they got, if this is it, this is what they got. A guy who does no research, who's getting targeted ads that are negative towards the guy that he so claims to have wanted to win. If you're getting those ads targeted to you, it's because you're looking at things that are negative about Trump, negative about him. They know who they're targeting. How did you fall into that category? This guy's a rhino or whatever they would call it. Conservative by name only. CINO. I just heard somebody make that acronym up, but that's what he is. He's a CINO. 100% he's a CINO. Oh man. But yeah, that's and here's the thing. Here's the tinfoil for you guys, okay? I think that this guy, he threw the election. I think he's smart enough to know that he should go on Joe Rogan and that he should go on all these big podcasts. He's not even answering their messages. He's not even inquiring, hey, what kind of interview can we do? Hey, can you only ask me these questions? He's not even doing that much. Nothing. Just refusing to do these podcasts. Patrick Bet-David, he's not even bad. You can't say, if you want to say Joe Rogan's problematic, okay, I can accept that. I've seen every single episode twice. I understand. But Patrick Bet-David, he's literally just a political podcast where they would just talk down about Justin Trudeau or Mark Carney and talk up about you. That'd be it. It's ridiculous. I think he did this on purpose. Here's the thing, because I do know a little bit about what's going on in Canada right now. So this guy has a seat, right? He's had a seat that he's won for like 20 years, okay? So think about this. In this election when he lost that seat, okay? Then someone in his party ends up saying, you can take my seat because I want to see you still in the House of Commons, which would be, I don't know, Congress, the Senate. Okay. They're like, I want to still see you there. This guy that stepped up for him, you know where he's from? Alberta. And what's Alberta doing right now? They're trying to separate from Canada. They're in talks about separating from Canada. So now the guy who clearly doesn't want to separate from Canada and was about to win the election is now moving to Alberta, reigniting hope in the Albertan people in Canada. I think he threw this thing on purpose. And I think part of it is to make sure that Alberta doesn't leave Canada, because now he's going to be running, he's going to be campaigning, he's going to be talking to people in Alberta, and he's going to try to bring them on the side of believing in Canada. I think listen, it's pure tinfoil, but I think he did this on purpose. That's what I think. I think this was done purposely. He threw the election, gave it to Mark Carney. Now it can go down a dark, dark path. He's not to blame whatsoever. Now he's in Alberta. He's going to be talking to Albertans about staying with Canada. I think this was done strategically, because at the end of the day, you always got to look at the results. What will the results bring? Alberta possibly not leaving Canada if they actually have an opportunity to, and joining the United States, or just being an independent country. And Mark Carney, the Kamala Harris of Canada, being in office, bringing them further and further and further down the rabbit hole, potentially partnering up with China. And we all know where that leads. I think this is done on purpose. I think possibly, and again, tinfoil, I don't think you can trust either party. And I know you can say that about America as well. And you can say that about every single country. But I think there's a little, because the thing is, Mark Carney, part of the World Economic Forum. This guy, not part of the World Economic Forum, but was pictured on their site, just like Vivek was. He was on their site as a young global leader. So I think he might have been a young global leader, got himself off of that website, doesn't claim them at all, but still a part of the thing that the now prime minister who was installed was a part of. I don't know. I'm just listen, my tinfoil is crinkling. That's all. It's like Spidey senses. You know, Spider-Man goes ding, ding. My tinfoil, bing, bing, bing. It does the same thing. I can't fight it when it happens. Okay? I can't ignore it when it happens. Just saying. Hopefully I get to interview this guy one day. As long as he just doesn't see everything I just said. But yeah, I think I might make a Canadian channel, because this is getting too far. You can't have guys like this feeding Canadian people absolute nonsense. Can't have that. You cannot have that. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyways, guys, I'm out.